My name is Nicholas Beard. I work at East Marshall Elementary School and Middle School. I'm the art teacher there. I enjoy my job incredibly. It's been the best thing that's ever happened to me. When I was young, I always had sketchbooks that were given to me for birthdays, Christmas, whatever, and I promptly filled them up. I love to draw. I draw constantly. I love making stories up and drawing them out rather than writing them out. And that was just a lot of my childhood was doing that, developing this craft that I finally can call my own. I went to school here in town in Marshalltown. I went to Rogers Elementary to begin with. My art instructor there was very supportive, very encouraging, and always put my work in art shows. He could see that I tried hard and I wanted to do a lot of good things with art, so he pushed me. I went to Miller Middle School and kept developing my ideas. Grew a lot there as well. And then in high school, it was a different story. I was able to do a lot more. I was able to explore a lot of different ideas and everything. And I knew that art was definitely the thing for me. That's where I had to be. After graduating from high school, I went to Marshalltown Community College and took as many art classes as possible. And I think that is really where I developed this notion that art was everywhere and that everything that you do could be considered art. I continued to explore different areas of the arts and honed into what I was particularly happy with. And then I just kept drawing. I kept doing what I like to do. I knew that it would be difficult to live as an artist, so I tried to think about different ways to be able to be an artist, to share my art with people, but at the same time make a decent living. So I thought of art education. After my time here at MCC, I went to UNI, and I really enjoyed it. It was phenomenal. I was among other artists with similar views, and I could tell that they chose the language of art to express themselves, their ideas, their beliefs, their passions. After that, I did get my degree in art education, and one of my schools that I student taught for, there was room for me. So I was very lucky there, and I got a job at the school that I student taught for, and I've been in the same school district for about 10 years now. My art is important to me because, like I said before, it is a way for me to communicate my ideas and my thoughts to the world and to, my friends. Art is incredibly important. I keep pushing this on my daughter too, that if you don't want to speak right now, that's okay. Maybe you can write out your ideas, or you can tell me your feelings through drawing or through painting or whatever. Just know that this is another option. Art is very much a universal type of language. We can all feel something from somebody's painting that was painted thousands of years ago, even if it's within a cave. And the artists themselves are long gone. So I mean, that right there explains how powerful art can be. And it never really stops. It's a continuum, and we build off of each other. It's a really, really neat community, the art community. We are able to utilize each other and feed off of each other's ideas, and progress in ourselves and as an art world. I think the exercise of storytelling is really, really important to me, and especially with my art. I like to maybe form one snapshot in another world so that the viewer can take that evidence and really read into it and complete the story themselves. Maybe from where it came from or where it's going. I don't like to tell the whole story. I think that it's important that the viewer has some kind of interaction with your work. So for me, it's just one tiny slide into another world. I use ink pens, a lot of Sharpies, Copic pens, fountain pens. The main thing that I really focus on trying to do is work with paper that has been discarded, such as old notepads from antique stores, Goodwills, and whatnot. I think that gives the paper life, where it was discarded at once, and now it has another life, it has another chance. So I think that using these older papers where someone didn't write something that they may have before is now reintroduced into this world, maybe decades later or something, but it still is doing what it was supposed to do, and that's to give a message. In my education, I let them know that, math class, every question has a right answer. History class, mostly just right or wrong answers, but in art, there is no right answer. You create your right answer. If it comes from your soul, if it comes from within you, then it is art, and it's already special. Like, it has you in it. The time that you put into your work is a fraction of your life. So you could say that you transition a period of your life onto paper or into a vase or any other type of art form. I think that it's really, really important to be patient with your work. I think that the more patient you are with your work, the more you realize that your work is you. You really get connected with it. It becomes more reflective of you and your needs and your wants and your ambitions. A lot of you go into your work. It is a reflection of yourself. So I think the main thing for me is to be patient with your work. Let it grow naturally with you. I would like to try to get more into woodworking, building things, and I think that whatever I build would probably take on a pretty interesting persona. I'm not really sure of what that would be. I just think about different types of shelters and using maybe more primitive engineering, but at the same time kind of using a modern look to it. I don't know, for some reason it just seems like it would be kind of a 3D version of what I put down on paper. So I'd kind of like to model some of the drawings that I do into and put them into the real world. I'd like to do it in the woods, where it'd be hard to find. Any piece that I spend considerable time with, not just during the production, but even after, if I look at it and everything, it may not be true, but I feel like I can remember every line that I draw, and that line was very, very important. So as far as favorites go, it changes rapidly. It changes almost instantly when I move on to the next piece to look at. Just because I realize that, this is me, this is who I was then, this is what I was doing, and this was really important for some reason. And every single line is important. So I kind of get into them a little bit. I just kind of think about, you know, at the bottom of every building there's a brick. And if that brick wasn't there, there'd be a problem. At the bottom of every mountain there's a pebble holding the whole mountain up. So I kind of get into that kind of thinking and realize that every line was important at that time. So I like them all. There are a few that are very much autobiographical or self-portraits, and they're just kind of for me. And it's not that they're, you know, really good or anything. It just, you know, what I was exercising, what I was going through in making it was special. So it's more just the feeling that the piece holds, rather than, and it's not even a picture of me per se. It's a landscape, but for me that work is a little bit more mine, and will always be mine.